Leviticus chapter 18. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, I am the Lord your God. After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do. And after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I bring you, shall ye not do. Neither shall ye walk in their ordinances. Ye shall do my judgments, and keep mine ordinances, to walk therein. I am the Lord your God. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, which if a man do, he shall live in them. I am the Lord. None of you shall approach to any that is near kin to him to uncover their nakedness. I am the Lord. The nakedness of thy father or the nakedness of thy mother shalt thou not uncover. She is thy mother. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. The nakedness of thy father's wife shalt thou not uncover. It is thy father's nakedness. The nakedness of thy sister, the daughter of thy father, or daughter of thy mother, whether she be born at home or born abroad, even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover. The nakedness of thy son's daughter, or thy daughter's daughter, even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover, for theirs is thine own nakedness. The nakedness of thy father's wife's daughter, begotten of thy father, she is thy sister. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's sister. She is thy father's near kinswoman. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy mother's sister, for she is thy mother's near kinswoman. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's brother. Thou shalt not approach to his wife. She is thine aunt. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy daughter-in-law. She is thy son's wife. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy brother's wife. It is thy brother's nakedness. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of a woman and her daughter. Neither shalt thou take her son's daughter or her daughter's daughter to uncover her nakedness. For they are her near kinswoman. It is wickedness. Neither shalt thou take a wife to her sister to vex her, to uncover her nakedness beside the other in her lifetime. And thou shalt not approach unto a woman to uncover her nakedness, as long as she is put apart for her uncleanness. Moreover, thou shalt not lie carnally with thy neighbor's wife, to defile thyself with her. And thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire to Molech, neither shalt thou profane the name of thy God. I am the Lord. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is abomination. Neither shalt thou lie with any beast to defile thyself therewith. Neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down thereto. It is confusion. Defile not yourself in any of these things, for in all these nations are defiled, which I cast out before you, and the land is defiled. Therefore I do visit the iniquity thereof upon it, and the land itself vomiteth out her inhabitants. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, and shall not commit any of these abominations, neither any of your own nation, nor any stranger that sojourneth among you. For all these abominations have the men of the land done, which were before you, and the land is defiled. And the land spew not you out also when ye defile it. That the land spew not you out also when ye defile it, as it spewed out the nations that were before you. For whosoever shall commit any of these abominations, even the souls that commit them shall be cut off from among their people. Therefore shall ye keep mine ordinances, that ye commit not any one of these abominable customs which were committed before you, and that ye defile not yourselves therein. I am the Lord your God. The injunctions here, the commandments from God as to what was acceptable, what was definitely not acceptable in terms of any kind of sexual relationship, is pretty well outlined here in depth. Uncovering the nakedness is a Hebrew phrase meaning have no sexual relationship with. So he outlines all the relationships of things that were specifically forbidden. The whole host of it is basically this. These people came from Egypt. They had been in Egypt for hundreds of years. And all around them in Egypt, there were absolutely no limits on who you could have any kind of sexual relationship with. There were no barriers. The pharaohs often married their sisters. There were pharaohs that married their mothers. It was a wide open, totally despicable view that the Lord had of how these people were relating to one another. And he saw that the people in Canaan were no better than the Egyptians. And he also saw that the Hebrews needed to be. The land vomited them out, was his description. Which meant that the land was defiled, the land was sick of them, and the land wanted rid of the evil of these people as they were living this way on it. Now, in this chapter, we run across the name of a god, Molech. And in times past, passing through the fire of Molech was a phrase that we really didn't understand what that meant. Molech was the root of word of that means king or governor. And the assumption was, in those days, many years ago, that passing through the fire of Molech predominantly meant that there were fire worshippers, and that there would be two fires, and the parents would take the children down in between the two fires, and they would be initiated into the worship of Molech. We now know that for the vast majority of children who went through the fire of Molech, that isn't what happened. Ahab and Jezebel were worshippers of Baal Peor and Ashtoreth, who were fire gods, fertility gods. Jezebel's family basically came from the areas around Carthage, and was particularly vicious in their worship of Molech. And in the early 2000s, as I recall, 2002, 2006, somewhere in there, in Carthage, they found a graveyard about 300 feet long, about 150 feet wide, full of small jars. This is really gross, so if you don't want to hear it, just shut this off right now. And in the jars were the burnt remains of children who had been offered up to Molech and burned alive on the altar of the god. And the jars were several layers deep. Probably several 100,000 children had been burnt alive to this god in that one city. It was an abomination unto God. He did not send his spirit children down here to get bodies to have them destroyed by people who would burn their children alive. These people needed to be cleansed from the land. The land was defiled, and Heavenly Father was telling the people of Israel that they could not do this. They had to be morally pure. And if they weren't, the same thing was going to happen to them as would happen to the people that they were supposed to replace. The Lamb would vomit them out, and they would cease to exist. And he made it that plain. People have their choice to do whatever they wish. But in the long run, the judgment is God's, not ours.